What's good, everybody? This is Coach Phil. Welcome to another episode of Deep in the Game. We are on episode 10 right now. Craziest thing, we already got 10 episodes, but we're rolling now. So we have a very special guest today. We have my man Shaq Evans, wide receiver from the Ottawa Red Black. Shaq, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, Phil. How you doing?
I'm living, brother. I'm living, man. And for those of y'all that know Shaq, man, Shaq's that dude, man. He's coming out of Inglewood, man. Inglewood always up to no good.
Can't tell how many times I didn't heard that.
I had to.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
well, at least I didn't use the Dr. Dre voice. Hell yeah. Head ringing. Coming out of Inglewood, man. Played at UCLA, man. What was it like playing for you at UCLA, man? Because I know you always hear about USC and Cal, man. Yeah. What was the experience like, man, for you playing at UCLA?
Man, it was great. You know, it showed me how things can change with something so small. Like just because I had two different head coaches there. I had Rick Neuheisel my first year, and then after that, I had Jim Mora, and the difference between the two was so drastic. It changed our whole team. Like we went from a 4-win team to a 9-win team, and then a 10-win team in a 3-year period. And you know, it pretty much saved my professional career, because I don't think I would have made it to the NFL or CFL if I stayed in the offense that we were running.
Yeah.
In 2011, we were running a pistol offense, which I still to this day don't understand why we were running a pistol offense. Because, you know, Colin Kaepernick ran that when he was at Nevada, but that's Colin Kaepernick. He's fast. He's athletic. He can run around. We didn't have those kind of quarterbacks, so I never understood why no slight to the quarterbacks we had. It's just that was not their skill set. So, but other than that, man, I loved it, man. Just even going to the school, it was so much fun. You know, the parties, the alumni, just the things we did. Like I experienced so much stuff that I probably shouldn't have been experiencing that early, but it was definitely fun, and I enjoyed it a lot, and just the friends I made, still in contact with a lot of my teammates. We just had a bunch of good dudes like on our team, so it was definitely. And then my best friend that I'm still friends with to this day, I met when I was playing football there. So yeah, definitely enjoyed my time at UCLA.
It's good, brother. It's good. You know, being from Washington, you know, you know of Rick Neuheisel and Jim Moore, both coached up here.
Yeah.
And I never really, personally for me, I never really was like a big Rick Neuheisel person. And nothing against him. The man knows football, but for you to say running a pistol offense, and unless you got, because that time, as you remember, Colin Kaepernick really kind of made that offense what it was.
Yeah, he made it, exactly.
Revolutionary. Right. And unless you had a quarterback like that fit that mold, you can't really do much out of it. You can't
do much. Like I only had probably 19. I think I had 19 catches that year. in 13 games, I had 19 catches and probably like 25 targets like all season. Like we barely threw the ball, and it was like the same route every single time. It was either a go ball or a post. It was literally no other route we could run out that offense. So it was definitely, only reason I wasn't frustrated maybe is because I was just playing, and I was happy to be there because I had transferred from Notre Dame, and I had to sit out an entire season. Yeah.
I didn't know I did my little research and all that.
Yeah.
And just to real quick, before you tell us I was going to ask you about that experience about Notre Dame. I do have a little bit of stats for you. You were right. You fourth on the team with 19 receptions, had one, you know, but at the same time, right here, it says right here, Notre Dame. You saw game action in 6 contests, including the first 5 games and against Washington State. Credited with 7 receptions for 61 yards. That sound familiar to
you? At Notre Dame?
Yeah, at Notre Dame. Yeah, I like to always make sure I fact check everything, man.
I remember that. We were playing against Washington. We were at home. That's when they had Sarkisian as the head coach, and Jake Locker, who ended up being a top 10 pick, I think, that draft that year. And I remember it was raining. You know, it was wet out there, and I still have a picture from that game with Golden Tate after he had this amazing touchdown, and me just grabbing him Like, just thank you, dude. Like, that was so amazing what you just did. I was just a freshman, so I was just happy. To be on the field. Like, I couldn't believe that I was playing at Notre Dame after coming from Inglewood High School, where we're playing in front of maybe 200, 300, 400 people.
Yeah.
To go on a playing against in front of 80,000 people. Like, I was just like, I didn't care about catches. I didn't care about nothing. I was like, I'm out here I'm just happy I'm on the field with these dudes. Like, I'm playing with Michael Floyd, Jimmy Clausen, Kyle Rudolph.
Oh,
Golden
wow.
Tate. Like, I'm playing with like amazing players, and I'm just like, I am just happy to be here. I actually played against Kaepernick my first game I've ever played. Now I think about it, like, the first game I ever played in was 2009 against Nevada. We played them at home, and 35-0. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't do nothing. But I saw action in the first 5 games, and I thought I was about to take off soon, and then politics. Politics.
You mentioned, was the culture, because you're coming from Inglewood High School, and being around, we're not too far apart. You're 31, 32, correct? 32. Okay, and I'm 29. Mm-hmm. So we ain't got. Okay. That was around the time like Max Preps was a big thing and all that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All that. It was more California, and still to this day. Now it's starting to be more of a football dominant area, California. But it was all basketball back then. You had all the hoopers.
Yeah, all the hoopers, all of them. Yeah.
And so for you saying your experience of going from playing in front of just 200 people, and all of a sudden you go to Notre Dame, where we don't really care about basketball, fam. What you doing on the gridiron?
Yeah, more important. Exactly. So, that's when I found out how crazy fans can be. That's when I found out how crazy fans can be. Like, we used to have grown men like waiting outside our building all day. Like, while we in meetings and practice, waiting out there all day just to get us on an autograph. Like, I'm like, dude, you are like 50 something years old. I'm like 18. I'm like 18. Like, I'm still a boy. Like, you can't, like, come on. Like, that was my first experience, like, with crazy fans. But obviously I appreciate it now. But back then I'm like, dude, this is so annoying. Like, can y'all just like let me go to class? Like, I gotta go to class, man.
Yeah. I ain't mad at you. There's a lot of guys that go to school and they don't like, hey, I want the celebrity, but for you to say I want to go to class, that says a lot. Yeah. And even like you transferred to UCLA. What was was there a different, you're from being a California kid and all that, but what was there a culture difference in culture from Notre Dame to UCLA, or was it, I can transition over here and make moves?
It was definitely a different culture. Notre Dame was, a lot more conservative, more, laid back, more, just that buttoned up stuff. Like, we had to go to mass before every game. We had to wear, and I'm not even Catholic. Like, we had to go. There was no option. Like, you have to go. We had to wear suit and tie every game. Didn't matter, home or away, suit and tie.
Yeah.
Like, no, never wore a sweatsuit there, like, every game. And even on the road, they would bring a priest and we had mass. There was no avoiding going to mass. Like, it was crazy. But and then then the dorms, oh man, no women, none. No women. And we got a priest in there. So and we got a priest in the building. So
hey fam, like, you gonna have to let up off me, father. Come on now. I gotta live. I'm 18. I'm on my own, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they could come in, but once like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hit, they had to be gone. They had to be gone. But obviously there's ways around that. Like, I found my way around it. Like, trust me. I definitely broke the rules, like, for sure.
You ain't ugly now. I'm a receiver. I'm from Cali, girl.
Yeah, I'm from Cali. Yeah, it was a good time. The culture was for a different then. But then the thing is, that's the reason I kind of went there, because I was coming from, LA. I'm coming from, South Central, because I didn't always live in Inglewood. Like, I've lived by USC. I've lived, all over the place. So I've seen the hood. I've seen all this stuff. So it's like, that's one of the main reasons I went there, because a lot of the people from my area go to USC, like, or go to UCLA. So I was just trying to be different and going to Notre Dame, and to get that kind of different culture, just to experience something different, be in that kind of environment and just learn and grow. You know what I'm saying? So, but I knew that going to UCLA, it would fit me more because now I'm around people that I know. I'm around people that I'm familiar with. I'm around people that, you know, act like me and are from the same state. And, you know, a lot of people that go to UCLA are from California, especially back then. It's probably a little different now, but but the only reason I left Notre Dame was because I felt like they weren't giving me the playing time that I felt I deserved. Like I felt like I was performing well in spring ball, performing with a torn labrum. I didn't even know my labrum was torn, but I had a torn labrum. I didn't find that out until I got to UCLA because I was sitting out, and then my shoulder was bothering me. So I was like, get an MRI. I know what an MRI was, so they told me to get one. And then I found I had a torn labrum. So the whole time I'm at Notre Dame, I got a torn labrum, and I'm still going crazy, and I'm like not moving up the depth chart. And I'm like, so I gave it time. I went, like I said, I went through spring ball, and I went through the entire training camp. Like just like it's not going to change. Like, and I was like, dude, I'm not about to sit here and waste another year of my eligibility playing 10, 12 snaps a game. Like, especially when I know I'm better than everybody in front of me, except maybe Michael Floyd. Like Michael Floyd was a beast. Like Michael Floyd was
different
a beast.
Breed.
Yeah, different breed. Like different breed of beast. Like, so that was the one guy I'm like, he can play in front of me, but that's it. Nobody else. Like, I know I'm better than everybody else. Like, I'm not better than Michael Floyd. Not right now.
Yeah.
That man is a beast, but I should be the second guy. Like, and I felt that wholeheartedly, and it wasn't changing. And I had to go to Brian Kelly's office as a 19-year-old kid and tell him, like, I think I won out. And he didn't push back too much. Like, so I was like, it must be it's the right choice. Clearly y'all don't mess with me like that. So, and that's fine.
I mean, for anybody, for a lot of people that, you know, obviously that don't really know Michael Floyd. For me, my comparison of like Michael Floyd, I think of Keenan Allen a little bit.
Yeah.
Very similar. Him, Mike Evans, that type of guy. Like you're not, unless he's got that star QB to get him the ball. He don't really need the star. He gonna get his numbers.
So I get numbers regardless. Yeah.
Like, all right, I can understand Michael Floyd. I don't really like Golden Tate. He a liar and a sucker, but you know, whatever. Anyway, the devil is a lie. Talk about after we won the Super Bowl, talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna give the hometown discount and then gonna go to Detroit. You know.
Hell yeah.
Like I watched on live TV, like, bro, you gonna lie to us? Like, all right, fam.
Yeah, don't lie, because I mean, you understand. Going to get the money, you understand? But just say that. Just be real. Like, just say that.
and then he gonna try to run the fade with Jalen Ramsey. Like, I ain't fighting Jalen. I ain't fighting the boy from Tennessee.
Nah, Jalen the beast. Like Jalen the beast. I was on a team with him when his rookie year with the Jags. He's like that. He's like that for sure. I knew that practice one. I'm like, yeah, he like that. And he fast as hell. Like he's really like that.
Because you 6'1", you 6'1", 204. Like you got a little size on you, but
he about 6'3", probably 215, 220. Like he's and with long ass arms, like he's that guy for sure.
So you go to UCLA, you had a pretty solid time, you know, pretty good career. You did end top 10 in catches, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not bad, brother. Not bad.
Yeah. It is. The thing is, it should have. The thing is, I still to today wasn't utilized how it's supposed to be. Those last 2 years when I was with Moore, we weren't, like, especially my senior year, like I only had 47 receptions, I think. And I had 9 touchdowns though, but it's like, that just showed if you would have got me the ball more, I could have had 15 touchdowns with 80 some catches. It was crazy. It was just, but the fact that I'm still thankful, you know, that I still was able to even have my name in the books, you know what I'm saying? Because that's still an accomplishment. My picture's actually on the wall in the receivers room now that I saw with guys like Jerry Stokes and some dude from the 50s it looked like, and a couple other guys that have been drafted. Like, it's definitely an honor. So I definitely left my mark in a way. Like I grew up like UCLA. I never liked USC. Like never. I never liked USC. And the crazy thing is I committed to USC. And the thing is, but I only did it because everybody wanted me to do it. Like, you know, being a kid, like I'm 17 years old. I'm just like, whatever. Everybody wanted me to do it. They saying I should do it. Do it. But it's like, as soon as I did it, I'm like, man, it don't even feel right. I don't even, like, if I go there, it's like, it's never going to feel right because, like, I really don't mess with y'all. Like, I'm a UCLA guy, even though I don't want to go to UCLA at the moment. That's still like my school, and I can't play for you guys.
Because this was right after the Reggie Bush controversy, and did you commit to Pete or did you commit to Lane?
Pete. I committed to Pete, right? And like sitting right across from me. Like, I'm sitting at his desk. Like, I'm at his desk, and he tells me in my face, like, we're offering you a scholarship to the University of Southern California. And I'm like that was like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, even though I don't like you guys, it's still an honor. Like, it's still
opportunities. I mean, like,
it's still an honor. The fact that you offer me, now other schools are going to offer me. So thank you. Like,
hey, I ain't mad at you. I mean, like, growing up, we all remember the run USC went on, and
trust me, hated it.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah, I still remember rooting for Vince because you had Reggie, you had Matt, you had Mike, all these dogs, but it's like, you were America's. You wanted what the rich people wanted. I want to see the brother go out solo dolo run over y'all.
He did his shit that night for sure.
So then we move forward, man. You left UCLA. So you almost got fucked up talking about USC and shit. You got drafted. Actually got drafted 4th round. 2014 draft, 115 pick to the fucking Jets.
The freaking Jets. Yeah.
What was? Take us through. Look, we shoot the shit all here, man. For real. But it's not anything bad against the Jets. Take us through that, man. You went through the draft process. What was draft night for you like, man? And what was like playing for the Jets? Because that was Sexy Rexy. Was that Sexy Rexy still there?
Yeah. But yeah, it was like, I didn't really have a draft night because I knew I wasn't going to go day 1. But day 2, it was crazy because I was getting a haircut, like, and my coach called me, like Coach Moore, and he's talking about Kansas City, like, okay, I think they're going to take you pretty soon. Like, you should try to get home to your family and as soon as you can. So luckily my haircut had just finished, so I hopped in the car, zoomed over there. And as I'm parking my car, I hear my mom and my brother and then like screaming. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm running the house and it's my freaking name's on the TV, but it's not the Chiefs. It's freaking the Jets. And at the time, I don't know anything about that. I know about the NFL, but I don't know how organization is ran. I don't know any of that stuff. I just know that it's the NFL and I got drafted and now I'm happy as hell. Like, I can't wait to be a Jet. I can't wait to go there. And it was crazy because growing up playing Pop Warner, I played for the Inglewood Jets. Like, so it was like full circle. Like, wow, I started when I first put on pads was the Jets, and now as a professional, I'm going to put on the jersey of the Jets. So
crazy.
Yeah, so rookie year, man, it was tough because the rule, like, there's some rule where if your class hasn't graduated, you can't participate in the off-season program. Like, you can't, like, even if you're not in school anymore, you still can't go. So so I fell behind, on the playbook and stuff like that, and like I tried to study it on my own, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't think there was no Zoom back then in 2014. I don't think there was nothing. So that was about it. So there was no Zoom meetings, Skype meetings, none of that. Like, so I'm trying to learn it on my own, but it's like it's the NFL playbook. This is completely different than what we were running at UCLA. We didn't even have a playbook. We use hand signals. So fell behind, and then training camp comes, and as a rookie, you got to make if you're not a starter, you got to make your mark on special teams.
Right.
So like, I'm running down on kickoff one time, and I'm just like, the first person I see, I'm about to just lay it into him. Like, so I'm running down, and I see the guy, but he's a freaking fullback. So it's like, and of course I'm like, fuck it, go. Bang. Soon as I hit him, I felt something I just felt my shoulders go, and I'm just like, oh my God. But it's like, I guess the adrenaline or whatever kept me going because I was able to practice fine. I had a good day of practice because it was like day 5 or 6 or something. So I'm starting to get in the groove and starting to understand how this stuff works. And had a great practice. And then, but after, you get dressed after practice, take a shower, all that stuff, and the adrenaline wears off. And it started hurting so bad. I'm like, so I obviously have to tell the trainers, and they start doing the tests and they figure it out, and they take me to get my MRI, and for sure it's a torn labrum again after I already had surgery at UCLA. Now I got surgery again on my labrum.
Same shoulder or different shoulder?
It was a different shoulder. It was the left. I think it was the left. It was the left shoulder. It was the left shoulder the second time. The first time was the right shoulder, and so I ended up having to sit out the entire season. Because that's like it's like a 6. It was like it took I think 8 or 9 months to fully heal. So so yeah, that, the season's only 6 months, so I was definitely done for this year. And but then Rex Ryan ends up getting fired, and after that year, and that's when we brought in what's his name, Todd Bowles, and his staff, and that's when I started to realize, okay, this is just a poorly run organization. This is like we got freaking Snapple in the fridge, like all these like snacks and stuff. I'm like, but as a second year player, I'm just thinking like, oh, this shit is fire. Like we got all this, but but when I got to my year 2, I'm like, we shouldn't have this in the fridge. Like we should have these type of foods in here. We got like too many like feel good snacks in here. Like this is not right. And then
that's not like we after the youth, your Pee Wee game, whatever, they give you like snacks or whatever.
Yeah, that's now that you say it, that's like a perfect comparison. Like it's like
what we doing here?
Yeah, like yeah. So and then the coaching staff, like we had our receivers coach was Carl Durrell, I think, and he just he didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, dude, like,
was it one of those situations where like you're sitting in the meeting room first day and players know when you're faking the funk, like you got hired, like you just got hired because that's your boy.
I knew that, and I was still young, and I could see that, like, bro, you don't know what you fake as hell, you fake as fuck, like you fake it. I can see through that shit. You're a fake ass dude, like. So we didn't get along at all, like at all.
Please tell me you didn't run the fade with him. Please don't.
No. I didn't run a fade, but I let him know he wasn't gonna talk to me like he crazy. Like, right. I'm like, like I let like the dude the year before. We had some Indian dude named Sanjay Lal who he played, and the thing is, he went to Washington University. And I'm like, who are you? Like one time he showed us the highlight tape, and he showed us him stay on the sideline. I'm like, why are you showing us the highlights of your team? and you point out where you was. I'm not. No, I ain't. I prompt, bro. I put that. Hey.
Hold on, wait. Let me look at the camera and say this directly to everybody. The motherfucker pulled up film, and he shows him on the sideline. Cheering. Was he passing out water? Was he the?
No, he was cheering on the squad.
Oh, so he was.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was never getting in the game. Like it wasn't like it was. No, he's not playing. Like
that's not even something to be proud of.
Because he was there in the early '90s when the Washington was them dudes. Like
I don't give a damn if he was there when Tyrone was there.
That was when he did that, bro. I was like, this can't be real. This dude can't be real.
This is rookie year.
This is rookie year, and I'm like, because we used to have meetings like in training camp. We would have meetings all day, and then the rookies had to come back after all the meetings were done. After dinner. So now you tired. You already tired. Now at 8, I'm tired as hell. Got to come back and meet with your coach for another hour and a half, and go over everything. And he pulled that out one of those meetings, and we was like, we tried not to laugh too hard, but it was just like,
this isn't a flex.
Yeah, we actually was like, "Where you at, Sanjay? Like, where you at?" And he showed us on the sideline. We started. I'm like, "Oh hell no!" Nah. I
Was
thought you
Brian
was playing.
Brian Schottenheimer your OC, or was that somebody else?
Nah, man, what was his name? Oh, Chat. No, damn, I honestly forget his name. He wore glasses. I forget his name, but he ain't coached. He ain't coached in the NFL since probably 2016, 17. I forget. But yeah, I forget. Damn, I forget his name. It wasn't Schottenheimer though.
It wasn't Shotty. Okay. Because
Nah.
I was thinking if you was playing for Shotty, you wouldn't get that many. You weren't gonna get that many touches. That's a run. He's like his father, Marty, R.I.P. Marty. But they was gonna run the ball down people's throats.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then you go to Jacksonville, man.
Yeah.
Cup of coffee there, and then New England.
Yeah.
I gotta ask the stupid question. What was it like the Patriot way and all that bullshit? And
that is real.
Like, it's real.
It's real. Like they're completely different than any other team. Like I ain't been on all the teams, but I know no team is like that. Like I know no team like the Patriots. Like because I was with Cowboys, Patriots. Cowboys, Patriots, Jaguars, Jets, and there's like when I got to New England, I was like, oh no. So first off, they worked me out like 2 weeks before they signed me, and that shit was hard as hell. And I ended up almost fracturing my thumb because I'm running routes with one of the assistants, like one of the like low level assistants. He's the quarterback. They didn't even get a real quarterback. They didn't even get a real quarterback. I'm working out with like literally an assistant in his freaking shorts and his t-shirt that he wears every day when he's out on the field, probably getting the balls and handing out the cards for the scout team. Like come on. So he throws a horrible ball, but you working out, so you don't want to look like you're not giving effort. So I just reach my hand out just to show effort, knowing I can't catch it, and it clipped my freaking thumb, and that hurt for like crazy for like months. Like I'm for sure it just healed on its own, but something was messed up. But it ended up healing on its own, but it was messed up.
Yeah.
But then they signed me, and they put me on a red eye flight from LA to Massachusetts.
That was a test. That was a test.
Yeah, it had to be because, bro, it was my flight was like at 11 something, or no, not 11, probably like 9 or 10, because it was already like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. Because it's like a 5-hour flight. So by the time I land, it's like 6 something a.m. In Massachusetts, and I'm dead tired. And they pick me from the airport, go straight from the airport to the facility, do your physical and everything. Straight from that, right into meetings, then right into practice. And then in the NFL, you got meetings, you got long ass meetings after practice. Like, so in those meetings after practice, dude, I could not stay awake. I'm like, y'all have to give me a pass today. Like, I can't stay awake. I'm trying my best. I can't. I've been up for like 24 hours and I just had to practice, and it was insane. But they run shit crazy. Like it's not fun like at all. Like everybody is like there's no laughing going on. There's like nothing going on. It's like you have to be serious all the time because, bro, they had for the scout team, not the people that's going to play on Sunday. The scout team is meeting first in the morning. They're meeting first. Like they're doing the special teams preview meeting before the special teams meeting. So it's like a whole
what type of JV shit?
Yeah, I'm like, what? We're not even playing. Like, why are y'all putting this extra time into us? We're not even gonna play. Like, so when I went that first meeting I went to, they asked one of the players what the punter's average was.
That shit's real. Belichick. Wait, Belichick.
Yeah.
You see the film. Belichick always like, tell me, what do you see when you're on third down?
Like you gotta be on alert. Like even if you're not playing, like even if I'm not seeing the field, they might ask you some shit, and you better know. Like you better know the punter's average, and you better know what side he likes to kick it to the most. Like, you better know everything.
It's like playing the video game. Like you got some random NPC. They ask you a question, you get it right, you get some like XP or whatever.
Yeah,
like it don't mean much in the long run. It'll help, but like right now, don't help me. The fuck? Yeah. So then then after that, because the first team meeting, because I was only there for 1 week, but the first team meeting,
of the week when you're getting ready to start preparing for the team you're playing that week.
Yeah.
Oh, it ain't nothing about the game. It's nothing about football. It's about the history of the team, the owner and his family, and everything that's gone on in their franchise, like over the years, like outside the field. And like he gave us it was like literally an hour, like long talk about because we were playing the Bengals. It was an hour long talk about Paul Brown and all his family and their franchise and how they started and all this stuff. I was like, I cannot believe this dude just spent a whole hour. We didn't even get to the game plan yet. Like, and we've been here for an hour. We talking about the history of the Bengals, like, because he just felt like if you knew everything about your opponent, even if it has nothing to do with football, like that gives you the edge to win the game. And I'm like, okay, I guess.
I mean, like, there's some people in football, like being around, like, I have yet to crack through at like the pro level, even the college level. Hopefully, Lord willing, one day. That stuff to me is like, all right, it's cool. I'm gonna listen because I enjoy that type of stuff. Now, maybe not for everybody, that's something, but I like to think that, he's testing. He's testing to see who.
Yeah.
I hear it in meetings all the time. All right, hey, coaches do talk about that shit, and the coach be like, I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit today.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna see if these motherfuckers awake, and let's see how they. I want you to be watching this motherfucker, that motherfucker, him over here. You watch this row, and whoever blinks,
yeah. Oh yeah,
cut him.
That's a definite fact. That's a definite fact.
It's petty, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, like so he just wants you on your toes.
Oh yeah, especially in New England. Mm-hmm. So then, last stop of the NFL, the Cowboys.
Yeah, Dallas. Yeah,
and then whatever with that shit.
Yeah,
I ain't even gonna dive into all that. Hey, we'll talk about.
I was there though. I was there when Rodgers made that pass to forget his name on the sideline in the playoffs. I was there.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was like right there, and I was like, everybody on the sideline was like, they was like, incomplete, and I turned around and said,
"Oh, you wanted him? You wanted him, subtle motherfucker."
Because I had just got there, so I didn't really care who won the games. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I literally just got here last week. Like, I'm not really invested.
I got a dog in the fight. So
yeah, I literally didn't have a dollar to give a fuck. I'm like, dude, if we win, great, another check. But if we lose, shit, whatever. I ain't there.
You a California ass.
Yeah.
You know what? That's some LA shit where I was like, shit. I didn't know which way this. I didn't know which way this was going. But yeah, I like you. You good people. So then you go from fucking Dallas with Jerry and Jerry's World, and summing up your NFL experience. What was the one thing you learned that you took from that to your transition to the CFL?
I learned how to take care of my body, because that was like the main thing I think that held me back in the league was the injuries. Like because I'm one of the injuries that probably prevented me from having a roster spot with the Jaguars was an injury. Like I was on practice squad in 2015, made it through that, and did well. Oh yeah, I remember sitting in the steam room before one of the games, and then the DBs was asking me like, "Why aren't they playing you?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude." Like, because I was killing it in practice. Like I was killing it in practice. And but then I come in 2016, and like I made a cut this is like probably like second week of training camp. I made a cut, and like I felt this sharp like knife stabbing pain like the front of my leg. It's not like the peroneus muscle or something like this, like right by the shin bone, and that it hurt so bad. But when you try to make the team, it's like, okay, if I can get through it, then I'm gonna try to get through it. So I keep going, and I'm like, and it gets worse every time. I'm like, bro, I can't. Like every time I try to plant, like it feels like somebody stabbed me in my leg. So that ended up having me out for 2 weeks, and obviously 2 weeks in training camp is monumental. Like like I'm pretty much done. Like so I get to the third. By the time I come back, it's the third preseason game.
Yeah,
I don't play till I think the last drive of the game, and that was it. And the game was over. Didn't get anything, no passes, no catches. So they end up cutting me. I think a day or two later, they end up cutting me. And then so I'm like, well, I was packing up my stuff, getting ready to go, and gonna have my girlfriend at the time. Like I was going about to just like, I'm gonna go chill with you until somebody else calls. So I was getting ready to fly back to California because she was from San Francisco. And as I'm getting ready to go outside to get in my Uber to leave, the GM from the Jazz calls me and is like, "Do you want to we want to bring you back? Like, you want to play in a preseason game tomorrow?" Like the game was the next day. Like I had been with the team for like 2 days. Like what the hell? Like okay, well, of course I'm like yeah. This is like obviously this is giving me a chance to make the team. So they fly me out right then and there. They fly me to Atlanta because we were playing the Falcons. They fly me to Atlanta. And I just go in a meeting with the coaches for a little bit and go over the game plan real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Then next day we playing the game, and I ended up having a good game. I think I had like 3 catches for like 50-something yards, 60 yards, and also a touchdown that game. And they ended up keeping me. Like I went from being cut to now I'm on a team, like because of that game. And then the first day of week 1, I strained my calf like bad, like grade 2, like, and it took about 7 or 8 weeks to fully heal. And obviously, but after that, they just gave me an injury settlement and never brought me back. And then that was it. And I was like, wow, like, so if that never happened, who knows what would have happened. I know that I would have ended up playing that year. That's what I do know. But but after that happened, that's when I knew, okay, if I do get another chance, like I'm gonna do stretch. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure I don't have any more muscle injuries. If I get injured, it's gonna have to be something that really hurt me. It's not gonna be just from running and cutting. It's gonna be from somebody hitting me or something. So that's what I took from the NFL when I brought it to the CFL. Like, so anybody you ask, especially in SAS, like anybody you ask that was my teammate knows, like I'm like the first dude there every single morning in the training room with the trainers, with stretching, getting, even if I don't need treatment, just getting my body worked on just every single morning. Like so anybody would tell you that play with me. Shit, I think I saw you talk to J-Mo. Like J-Mo tell you.
that was a funny conversation. That's my dog though, but I can tell from how you talk about it, that experience, just even though it was like up and down, and down, you still took something from that. Not a lot of motherfuckers can take some. They're very prideful and be like, oh, they didn't want to see me shine and all that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I respect that, and I like that, man. But then you get to Sask.
Yeah.
Wow. 2018, 785 yards, 50 catches. But 2019.
Yeah, 2019 was that year. That was that year. Like, yeah, I came in that. The crazy thing is about that season, I didn't even do training camp. Like, and I went crazy like that. I didn't do training camp. I only practiced like twice out of all training camp because I was coming off another shoulder surgery.
All right, now look, look here, Jax from Mortal Kombat. All right, you motherfucking your fucking shoulders, my shoulders are fucked up. Like what? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your shoulders, man?
I don't know, dude. Like I had 3. I haven't had one since, knock on wood, but that was going into 2019. I had shoulder surgery. That one was quicker though. That one only took like 3 or 4 months to fully heal. And but yeah, that was the craziest part about that season was like I didn't participate in training camp. Like I came into week 1 just with a couple practices and a preseason first half under my belt, and that was it. And but that all season was crucial. I did a lot of obviously rehabbing my shoulder, but I was working a lot, like nonstop. Like it was like this is my chance to, like, because my first year I just wanted to, I'm getting the feel of the game. I'm just happy to be like I'm starting as a professional. Like I'm just happy about that, and it was a pretty good season. Like we won 12 games that year, and with 3 or 4 different quarterbacks actually, because people were getting hurt and things like that. So, but yeah, 2019 was a very, very fun year. Not even just not even just for myself, just being that team was just fun. That team was just funny. That team was just so good. Like, and I'm still sick that we didn't win the Grey Cup, because we were for sure the best team in the league that year. Hamilton might say otherwise. They did have a better record, but I still felt, I feel we were better than Hamilton. So, but we blew that because of me and Cody, because me and Cody were the stars obviously that year. He was All-Star as well. He was first team, first CFL All-Star.
Yeah.
And but he was hurt in that game, and I was hurt in that game. We both were hurt. We both had to take shots before that game just to play. Like, we both had to take shots before that. Yeah, the West Final when we played Winnipeg.
Yeah.
We both had to get shots. Like, I had broke my toe, which was my fault. I kicked the pylon and I broke my toe. Last game of the year, I broke my toe on the first drive.
Hold on. Now you already saying, you already know, hey, I get hurt. Like,
I know. Yeah, that was.
But you out here kicking pylons, and you know, pylons are thick.
I know. I didn't know that it was that hard, but I forgot that we were in Sask, and because of the weather, it probably froze it even more. So I had got mad that I had missed the touchdown by like my fingertips, and I just kicked the pylon because I was like just frustrated. But I mean, as soon as I kicked it, I just put my head down like, oh no, like I knew. I was like, this shit hurt, dude. Like, oh, I remember sitting on the bench, and one of our receivers, named Roosevelt. He looked at me because I was just looking down on the bench, and he was like, "You good?" And when you just be like, "Yeah." No, I just put my head down. I said,
all right.
Like, no, I was so ashamed because I'm like, I don't even want to tell you what happened, because nobody knew what happened at the time. Everybody was just like, "Oh, he just hurt his foot." Like, nobody knew until like probably the next day. When I started telling him, I had to tell my coach what happened because we're real tight. So I had to tell him what happened. He was just so disappointed, and I'm like, I already understand. Like, that was so stupid. Like, so.
Before we go on, I just want to rattle off a couple names that was on this 2019 team that y'all probably do know. You had obviously Cody. You had William Powell. They had Joe, porcelain self. They had, but I didn't realize this. You also had Justin McInnes. You had Kyron Moore. You had naming Roosevelt. You had on defense my dog AC Leonard. Shout out to AC.
Leonard.
Charleston. He just retired. Micah Johnson. You had Solomon Elliman. Cameron, y'all had Cam Judge too.
We had Cam Judge. We had Derek Moncrief. We had Leacher Purifoy.
You had Switch Marshall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why you call that? Why you call that?
We'll talk off camera about that. Yeah, Purifoy.
Yeah, we
had John Wright. Man, your team was stacked.
Yeah, we had. It wasn't even fair. Like, it really wasn't fair. Like. That 2019 team was not fair. Like, we was out there just toying with people. Like we started off shaky. We started 1-3. We started 1-3, and then after that, it was just we were just killing people. We were that year was very clutch. Like, we were very clutch that year. We were very clutch. Like, we had a few games that came down to the last drive, and we came through every single time, except the West Final when it mattered most.
Yeah, it'd be like that, man. It'd be like that. So then, obviously, the stats. I have to read off the stats for the people, man. So you were CFL All-Star, man, rightfully so. Which I don't know why they still don't have an All-Star game. That shit don't make no sense to me. 72 receptions out of 108 attempts. 1,334 yards.
Yeah,
only 5 touchdowns. Are you more of a? Are you more of a? Obviously you want to score, but do touchdowns mean more, or is the number of catches that you get?
For me, it's the catches in the yards. Like, I love, because I know, like, for me, it's like that was, I think I averaged 18.5 per catch that year.
18.5, longest was 61.
So, yeah. And so I just love big plays. Like, that's my thing. And so catching the ball and just making something happen after you get the ball. And then for the reason I didn't have that many touchdowns was because I had to make my touchdowns. It was like I had to catch the ball and go. It wasn't like, oh, we're scheming this up for you in a red zone. Like I didn't get that many reds. I still don't think I've gotten. I think I've probably gotten in my career maybe like 2 fade balls in my career.
Yeah.
As a Saskatchewan Rough Rider, which was crazy because I'm like, we have literally a whole extra 10 yards in the NFL, like to throw a fade. Like there's no way they can stop me from doing this. So it was crazy, but yeah, 5 touchdowns it was solid. But I wish I had maybe like as long as I have like 8 to 10, then that would be good. Like I don't need to have 17, 18 touchdowns. I'm like I said, I want the catches and I want the yards. Like I'd rather have a game where I have I'd rather have like against Hamilton that year, I think I had 5 or 6 catches for like 160 with no touchdown. But I would rather have that than 5 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Like I much rather have the catches and the yards. Like,
right.
And the less catches and the more yards, the better. Like, because I like like I said, the big plays. I don't want to be a guy averaging 12 or 13. I want to average 15 and up.
There you go. I respect that.
I think that was my average. My first year was 15.6. I think
15.7.
7. Oh, I was close.
See, y'all receivers, y'all be knowing y'all shit. Y'all be acting like, oh, try to be humble. I think it was 15.6. You know exactly what the fuck it was. You go in the contract conversation. You know, actually, right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had 2 more seasons. You had 2 more seasons in Sask, man. You left, obviously, man. And then you went to Ottawa. And I tell people all the time, I don't know what it is about y'all. I got a soft spot for y'all. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe because I watched Behind the R and watched them show out. Like it was the funniest, but you felt it. You weren't there at that season, but if you had a chance to see, anybody has a chance, please go watch Behind the R from the 2022 season when they went through so much shit, and then the head coach got fired, rightfully so. He earned that, get fired. But then they got Bobby Dice. And I love me some Bobby Dice. I don't know the man from me, but we follow each other on socials and all that. But he seems like a real stand-up dude. Talk to us about the transition from Sask to Ottawa and what's it been like and what's moving forward for you.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was like that's obviously I'm not gonna sit here and lie like that was in my plans. Like it was sad leaving Sask, spending 4 seasons there and it ending the way it did with 2 injury-riddled seasons and not making the playoffs our last year. It was definitely tough getting that call from Dickey and them telling me that, that they weren't going to bring me back. But immediately after that, I just shifted my focus to, just looking forward to the future and the new opportunity. And, and when Ottawa offered me, and I knew Bobby Dice was the coach, and I'm like, yeah, this is somewhere I would like to be. Playing for a black head coach. Like, I hadn't been able to do that. I mean, I know Coach Bowles was my coach and with the Jets, but I never got to play really for him.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just having that opportunity to play with a black head coach and hearing him talk on the phone, I'm like, yeah, he's the kind of guy I could play for, and then my receivers coach that was with me all 4 years in SAS was gotten hired there too. So I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. Get to be with somebody I'm familiar with and that understands how to push my buttons and understands how to motivate me, and so it was like written in stone. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect, a perfect place to transition to. It started off great, getting to Ottawa. I got there a little early, just to get acclimated with the quarterbacks and the new teammates in the city and stuff like that. So I got there maybe 9 or 10 days before training camp started, and then had an amazing training camp, like amazing. Like I was playing so well and doing so well, and it felt good it was just a fresh start because I had, just like I said, the last 2 years in SAS weren't like the first 2 years. Like they were completely different. So it was definitely refreshing to be somewhere new and then also showing myself that even though I'm like 32, that I'm still like can perform like this. And the thing is, what's crazy about that was every time somebody asked, like, because obviously these are all, I hadn't played with anybody there except Gary Johnson, I think. But everybody else there was like a new teammate basically, and they're like, when they would ask me how old I was, and I would tell them like, "Oh, 32." They like, "What?" Like nobody thinks I'm 30. They're like, "Bro, I thought you was like 26 or 27. Like you out here like killing, killing this shit." I'm like, "Yeah, 32." So, but so that was definitely a great compliment because it shows the work that I put in the off season to maintain that kind of performance. So that was definitely like something that let me know, okay, dudes still respect me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even dudes that knew me before, they like, damn, like I see why you were that kind of receiver when you were healthy, like when I wasn't healthy. So so it was cool, man. But then after training camp, we play Montreal in the first preseason game, and my first catch as an Ottawa Red Black, I fractured my pinky. Like I fractured my
This
finger.
motherfucker. Can we?
The thing is, I'm like, I don't even know how it happened to this day. I don't know what happened. Like, I caught the ball, got some yak, ran a great route. Everything was perfect about the play. That's the thing. I ran a great route as the first catch, and freaking get up, and my fingers hurting. But as a receiver, you're thinking, okay, I just jammed it. Like I'll be fine. Like I'm not tripping. But then I get to the sideline, I take my glove off, and I look at it, and I can see that it's like it looks a little awkward, and I'm like, bro, please don't tell me I didn't broke this shit, bro. So I played the rest of the time I was allotted to play. I think we played the whole first half, and then I get to the X-ray. Right, we had an X-ray machine right in the training room, and they put it under there, and you can see it clear. You can see the line clear as day. It's broken. I'm just like,
you're stressing me. I gotta light incense. God damn! Come on, Shaq. Like all right, I get it. Like it's part of the game. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But damn, man! Every time you get, it's like the more you mention it, the more you can tell you hit your stride. You're about to have a breakout, and then
that's how I felt 2022. Because 2021, I felt like everybody was. I think everybody's numbers were down that year, like because we were coming off of COVID, and a lot of people hadn't played football in a whole year and some change, and it's like so I still like, even though I got hurt, I still didn't feel like myself. But after going through that season and then coming into 2022, I'm like, yeah, it's about to be one of them. And people were telling me, they're like, bro, you look like 2019, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like 2019 because I had in the first two games I had like 3 highlight catches already, and I'm like, yeah, like it's about to go up. And then Montreal, freaking, I catch a hit, I catch a quick out, break 2 tackles, hit the sideline. I'm heading out of bounds, and dude dives at my freaking leg and gets kind of underneath, and I hurt, and I felt the crack too. I'm like, yeah, there it goes. And then, but like you said, it felt like then next year, I feel like I'm hitting my stride, and then boom, just finger. And it's like I wanted to see if I could play through it, but I was playing FIFA. I think the day after it happened, and I like got, you get mad when some shit happened, and I like barely like clipped my finger, and then I screamed, and I'm like, yeah, I can't play in no game like this. I can't even deal with that. Like, so they put a cast on me, and I had to wear that cast for like a month, and so I missed the first 6 games.
Right.
And then we ended up, starting with Nick Arbuckle, he got benched, and then we got Tyree Adams in there. He tears his ACL.
I like Tyree. I like him.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he's a real good dude too. Like he's a real good dude. Like so, and then Masoli comes back and just freaking tears his Achilles right after he's coming off the messed up knee, and everybody just felt horrible. Like, bruh, like damn, dude. Then we had Dustin Crum and
Crummania.
Yeah. And so it was just a tough season with injuries. Just the week, because I remember Santos Knox missed some time, and Money Hunter got hurt during training camp on some BS. That's the crazy part. It should never even happen. It was one of them injuries that should never even happen. Like it was dude being stupid and dirty. Like, but so it was just a tough season, man. But the one thing, even though we were having we were struggling, like we didn't have any real dissent in the team. Like, maybe towards the end a little bit, but that's natural. Like, it's been 18 games of bullshit, and we're just frustrated. But that team, like, we stayed together, and the thing was still fun, even though we was losing, because we had a lot of good dudes in there. Like, we had a lot of good dudes in there, and we knew that we weren't getting blown out. It was like we lost so many heartbreakers, dude. Like, so many heartbreakers. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the BC game, but
yes, I saw. Yeah. I watched all y'all. I watched every damn game this season, and y'all. I love the fact that y'all team, even y'all weathered the storm, even though y'all record was what it was. You made every game entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And there's hope.
And there's hope. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's why, in moving forward, I feel like we obviously it's not going to be the same exact team, but if we bring back the core pieces and obviously add some new pieces, like we can do it. Like, because I feel like it's a step, it's like steps you got to take when you're trying to turn around a program.
Right.
Like 2022 was tumultuous, and we need to find new leadership in the right direction. We got that with Coach Dice. And now we're just trying to figure out how to win. And I think now we understand that after going through what we went through all season and being in those close games.
Right.
And now we're going to take that step to where we start winning those games, like that we are in and have to come up clutch in certain moments. And I think that's going to be the next step. And if we can do that, then we can make the playoffs for sure. Like, but yeah, that game was like the microcosm of our season. Like, I don't know how we lost that game. I still don't understand how we lost that game.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, y'all, it's funny. Like, everybody was shitting on Edmonton and all that, and it's like both of y'all teams. I will say this right now on camera publicly. It would be scary if y'all met in the Grey Cup. Both of y'all, because the shit y'all been through the last couple of years, and now, y'all kind of like ascending at the same time. As long as y'all can y'all got the run game down. You got stout defenses. You just got to nail that QB. You got receivers. Maybe one receiver away from, you got Jalen. Love Jalen. Shout out to Jalen. You got you got weapons, but and they got you coming back. But you
Hardy,
get one more person.
Justin Hardy too.
Justin, and you got do not let Lorenzo Malden go. Y'all hold on to that. I'm gonna have him on here soon. But I love me some Lorenzo.
He's gonna bounce back. He's gonna bounce back for sure.
So it's like y'all scary. Y'all ascending at the same time.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like we beat Winnipeg. People forget we beat Winnipeg. Like that shit wasn't no fluke. That was the one time we came up clutch. Like when we hit that shit, that was crazy. Like that was crazy. Like they just posted that today on the CFL page. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was like
caught him slipping.
We caught them slipping for sure. They came in there cocky as hell. Like they thought that was gonna be they thought shit was gonna be sweet. And they thought shit was gonna be sweet.
And y'all Dustin didn't have to do my dog Willie. Like he made Dustin made that defense looked slow, and it was very rare. And they weren't used to that. I mentioned in my reaction. They don't like having to chase. They want you to go to them.
Come to us, and we're gonna get your ass down. Like, but
it's good to hear, man.
Respect to Winnipeg though. For them to maintain their success like this is commendable. Even though I know how it started, you know. No.
Oh, and you were there 2022. Please, I'm gonna say this like I always do anytime Jeremiah Masoli's name is brought up, because I got a soft spot for him too. Fuck Garrett Marino with a passion. Fuck him. And I will say it again to the camera. Fuck Garrett Marino. I know Nate feels the same way, but he would not say it like that. So we gonna end it on with 5 questions, brother. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, man. Just because we want people to learn more about you, man. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Chitlins or gizzards?
I've had neither one, so neither. I swear I haven't. I don't even know what that is. Like, what is gizzards? Like, what is that? I know what chitlins are. I know what chitlins are. I've seen those, but I haven't eaten them, and I never will.
I see it on Instagram, a chitlin egg roll.
Chitlin egg roll?
Yes, that's the level of devil that I don't want no part of. Oh God. All right, next question. Well, all right. Okay. You be an LA guy. How you feel about WAC 100?
The thing is, I don't know too much about WAC 100. I know he's a businessman. I know that he's always in some shit, but I don't really know much about him. Like, all I know is his name is WAC 100. He's a blood, and that's really all I know about him. That's all I know.
Smart. All right, let's see. Number 3. Who's your favorite matchup, wide receiver DB wise, going up against him?
I like going against Money. I like, because even though we're teammates now, but going against him just because he likes to talk, and it's just funny to me. Like, so it's entertaining. Like, it's just entertaining. Like, for me, I never like shit talking. Really don't get under my skin. It's more just like, just keep that energy. Like, just keep that same energy, because I'm about to bust your ass eventually. So, but it just be funny. So, like, and then I guess, and I would say somebody else, Delvin Bro, back when he was on Hamilton. Yeah, because he was like the strongest dude I ever went against, like, ever. Like, he like super strong. Like, it's kind of crazy, like, how strong he was.
Like, grown man strong.
Like, grown man strong, air country strong, weight room strong, all of it combined into one dude. But I remember one time he you know how DBs try to lock you out when you try to block them.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this, like that shit didn't go nowhere. Like, he wasn't even looking at me. He wasn't even stunned nothing I was doing or saying. Like, he didn't even look at me. And that's how I was like, yeah. Okay, because I was 2018, so I was like, okay, next year I'm gonna get a little stronger, because I want to bust you up. And then I ended up doing that the next year too. I put 160 on his head.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah, but respect to him though, because I know his journey, and he was definitely a great DB. He had some good years in New Orleans. I've seen him lock up Julio Jones, so respect to Delvin Bro for sure.
And Julio ain't no sleeper. All right, number 4. Who was your growing up inspiration, favorite wide receiver, that type of thing?
Ooh, I love Terrell Owens. Like, I love Terrell Owens, dude. Like, I like Randy Moss too, but I just like T.O. because it's just the way he plays. Like, he's a vertical receiver, like, just like myself. Like, I want to go vertical, and I want to catch underneath and make some shit happen. Like, that's what I want to do, and that's what he did very well. And also because when I was growing up, I loved Philly. I love the Eagles, and he was on that. And he came when he came to us. That was like, that made me, that solidified it. Like, he's my favorite guy. Like, and for him to play in a Super Bowl with a broken leg is insane. Like, is crazy. And he's still, and the thing is, he still had 100 yards. I'm like, imagine if he was healthy, dude. We would have won. Like, so yeah, that was definitely my guy growing up. But the inspiration, I would say that came from my mom, like, because she was a single mom, with, three sons, at the time. And she made that shit happen. Like, she made that shit happen. We was always fed. We was always taken care of. We always had shoes. We always had clothes. Like, and now appreciate it more now, because I understand how hard that had to have been. Like, we didn't have a car. Like, we didn't have none of that when we were younger. Like, so we taking a bus everywhere. Like, we doing all this. She's getting us to our doctor's appointments, all this stuff. Like, so seeing her do all that just always made me have that work ethic that, got me where I am today, making it as a professional in football.
That's tough right there, man. And last question for you. After everything that you've been through in your journey, man, what would be the one word to if you could talk about, like, use one word to describe your life, what would it be, man?
Perseverance for sure. Perseverance, dude. Because like it's like every time, it's like I've always had some kind of, like, I know everybody does. So, but it's like every time, every level, like high school, had to deal with, I remember had to deal with gang stuff, had to deal with decision making, had to deal with, going the right way with the right crowd. And I was lucky enough to have made those right decisions. Then going to college, having to deal with politics and getting thrown all over the place on the roster. I mean, on the depth chart, and not being able to play, and then to go into a new team and having to have surgery, and then bouncing back from that, and then getting to the league and having injuries that just kept me from hitting that potential I felt I could have, and to keep pushing to my CFL career, which has been a blessing. I could have easily given up after the Cowboys and just moved on to something else. But I just kept my mom in mind, kept my faith high, because it was like, that's the only thing that could get you through. And because sometimes it was dark. It was definitely dark, because 2017 I was out the whole year. Like, I didn't play anywhere. Like, I got cut from the Cowboys. I didn't play in the NFL. I didn't play in the CFL, and it was definitely tough. So that would definitely be the word I would use: perseverance.
Man, that's a beautiful word to use right there, man. Oh, one more thing, man. I heard you like Christmas movies. Is that true?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I had watched. I've seen, what's it, Miracle on 34th Street, Wonderful Life, and
that's mine right there.
Yeah, and so yeah, I like classical stuff. Like, period. I like watching stuff from the past. Like, a lot of the shows I watch are like, I was a history major, so a lot of even the shows I watch is like stuff like Last Kingdom or Vikings or like this documentary they have now on Netflix, like World War II, like in color, like all the front line, like showing like actual like bodies and war and battles and stuff like that. So like that's so I'm just and the music I listen to, 90s, 80s, 70s, like I could listen to any song from any of the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. Like, I listen to, like, I'm just a classical person. Like, I just like stuff from the past, and so.
Well, we got a lot in common. Sure. I didn't realize all that. We got a lot in common. I didn't know all that. Shoot, I'm a history buff, my dad himself, but I just watch my stepdad just watch History Channel all the time. Like, why the hell you always watching stuff like this? And then it sticks with you. That stuff is amazing, man.
Yeah.
But hey, man, thank you so much for hopping on, man. Appreciate everybody checking this latest episode of Deep in the Game. We might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Shaq, thank you, brother, for hopping on, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me, dude. Like, for real. Thank you. This was fun.
Anytime, man. Y'all take it easy, y'all. On the next episode of Deep in the Game.
So I'm like, you know what? We got to line up, do it again. They like, line up again, do it again. Make another inside move. He grabs my face mask as I'm beating him, and like, I could have broke my neck. So I'm sitting there. We get a little scuffle, a little altercation there and there, and then we go back to the side. And he came and got into my face, so I punched him and dropped him, bro. Like, no helmet, no nothing, no, just me and him. And then for the coach's mind, they're like, yo, what is going on? We just signed this dude. He up here going crazy. So that's a reason why I got cut in Saskatchewan. Just off principle. Like, I don't care. Like, later on, I found out he was one of the best O-linemen in the league.
Don't give a damn if you the best in the country, in the world.
That doesn't give you the right to, put my career, my life in harm's way because you don't want to practice hard.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another episode of Deep in the Game. We might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Peace.